that down, let's move on to this, shall we? Lord of Rings, The Rings of Power is a really interesting mess, I guess, in many ways. Like, I don't know that prior to that, I don't know that I'd ever been as excited about a television project as when they announced they were doing Rings of Power. And for years, I got hyped and hyped and hyped and hyped and hyped. Then I went to go see the premiere, the first episode, a little bit in advance in a movie theater, because if you guys remember, they played in some select theaters across the country. And I nearly tapped out of the show after one episode. And there were some high points of season one. There were some good things about season one, but overall, I mean, I guess the best way for me to describe it was I was very disappointed in the show. It wasn't the worst thing I'd seen, but I was very disappointed. So disappointed that when season 2 was coming out, I didn't even keep track of when it was debuting. And quite frankly, I probably wasn't going to watch it. Now, then I had a bunch of our viewers write in and tell me, you know what, John, I think you might like season 2 a little bit more. And I got to say, what a turnaround, because season 2 was quite good. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say it was a top 3 or 4 best shows of the year or anything like that, but I thought season 2 was quite good. They took a lot of the big mistakes from season 1, the pacing issues, the number of B and C storylines they had going, staying away from too many plot ideas. It just felt like a chore getting through an episode. They streamlined it. They tightened up the number of storylines. They reduced the amount each scene used to communicate important narrative thoughts, to move the story forward, and blah, blah. It was just a different experience from the disappointment that was season 1. Well, and by the way, it was kind of proved out with the ratings, because while season 2, the ratings started pretty low because of how bad season 1 was, the viewership data showed that the viewership went up and up and up during the season till it got to its finale. But the question has been, we've never really gotten solid official word from anybody that they're going to do a season 3. That is kind of until now. Doing an interview about, Rings of Power, they were asked about what the state of a possible season 3 is, and they said this. The writer said, J.D. Payne said, we're working on it. Patrick McKay said, we're working now. We're prepping now very, very intensely. That's all we can say. So it does sound like we're going to get a season 3. And unlike my anticipation level going into season 2, which there was none, I got to tell you, somehow, some way, this show found a way to turn it around. And I'm not going to say I'm nearly as excited for it as, say, Last of Us season 2 or things like that, or the next season of House of the Dragon, but I'm looking forward to it now. And I couldn't say that going into season 2, but season 2 kind of turned around. And Sean, I don't know what it is. Like, I know you never had a chance to watch season 2 yet, but it's very rare when either a movie franchise or a television franchise can start really weak and then kind of turn it around. Like, we brought this up the other day, the first Star Trek motion picture. Mm-hmm. But then we got Wrath of Khan. That happens so rarely. And now it's going to be interesting to see, okay, was season 2 a fluke? Or are they actually going to be able to pick up on that and go through? Now, one of the reasons you avoided season 2 is because, like me, you were pretty disappointed in season 1. What was it about season 1 for you? I'm just wondering if they line up with mine that kind of left you feeling like it was wanting.
Yeah, it just never left much of a mark. It just started to feel like homework watching the show, like big, expensive images. We're in this world that's exciting, but you read Lord of the Rings by Tolkien, and it's the greatest of all time. And so to watch Middle-earth content that just feels so mediocre, that doesn't move you the way that The Hobbit, the way that Lord of the Rings does, there's something about that that's kind of off-putting. Yeah. That Lord of the Rings should be better than this, and they paid enough money that it needs to be better than this. Yeah. And so it kind of came around to this fall, and the show came back, and right now, there's so many premium shows right now with Agatha, Skeleton Crew, Dune, Penguin. I just never even got around to it, and I barely even thought about it. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's back. I don't know. I'm too busy to watch that. Yeah. It just feels like homework.
Yeah. Everyone, most people, they work and they come home. They only have limited amount of time. Every time I watch a House of the Dragon episode, I leave feeling fulfilled. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. The last thing you want to do,
like, that was worth my time.
This exactly. is a good problem that Lord of the Rings has. It has bulky episodes. Like the length of the episodes are are great, but sometimes it may work against it because if you give like a bad episode.
Well, they have bad pacing, which just made them feel long instead of being long, filled with good content.
No one wants to give up their time and then want to go back and maybe risk giving up more of their time. So that's the problem with them starting off the show really bad the first season. Like, not a lot of people are going to want to ride that roller coaster again.
Yeah, well, listen, the one non-renewable resource is time. And so you got to be very picky and choose about what you spend your time on. And I bring this up all the time. It's like, if you give something a chance and it didn't work for you, then it's completely understandable that you don't want to invest any more of your time in that. Not when, I mean, hell, I haven't even started Lioness yet. Everybody tells me how good Lioness is. I haven't started Landman yet. Everybody's telling me how good Landman is. So if there's a show I already know I don't like, why would I try? And I would have tapped out of Rings of Power if it wasn't for our audience telling me that it was actually pretty good. And I'm glad they did, because they did turn around, but very, very few do. Very few do. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Public Rec. Guys, we all know finding pants that both look good and feel good has always been a major challenge. Public Rec's Daymaker pants are here to make sure you stay comfy and classy this season. I absolutely love that they feel like your favorite sweats, but they look like tailored pants. They're super stretchy with an elastic waistband, so you can wear them anywhere. The first thing I noticed when I put these pants on was they go on and feel just like my most comfortable pair of sweats, yet they look so good. Another great thing about these pants is, when you order comfortable pants, you only get to pick from like small, medium, or large and extra large sizes, but with Daymaker pants, you get to select the exact width and length that you need. Public Rec not only has the most comfortable pants made, but they have a huge selection of high quality everyday basics, like this beautiful hoodie I was wearing on the show the other day. So stop suffering in regular pants and give the gift of comfort this holiday season. For a limited time only, our listeners get 20% off when you use the code Campea at checkout. That's 20% off with the code Campea at publicrec.com. And listen, after you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the John Campea Show and tell them that we sent you. Say goodbye to pants that put up a fight, because when comfort meets style, you've found Public Rec. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? According to the writers, everything's now in motion for season 3. Oddly enough, I'm now kind of excited for it, which I couldn't say going into season 2. Whatever you guys feel about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.